Hey everybody, what's up? I want to talk about taking care of business. Every day, taking care of business. And so, if you are planning on getting remarried, and either one of you has children, so maybe both or one will be a step parent, I think it's the most crucial aspect that you marry someone who takes care of business. Because each of us are raised different, raises our children different, so you're going to combine your households and you're bringing children together that have different thoughts and ideas about life, about household, about rules, about respect. So when I married the first time, I had 2 children, and then we divorced, and I married someone who didn't have children, so he was a step parent. So my girls, for the most part, were good kids. They did their chores, they respected him. We didn't have any wild parties. We didn't deal with drugs, alcohol, or truancy. So I think for him it was pretty simple because I was a disciplinarian and I ran a pretty tight ship. But then we got divorced and I married a guy with a son, and my stepson at the time was 15 when we met, and my husband didn't run the same household I did. He had different ideas about parenting. And it's not that his son disrespected him or was running around and doing drugs and wreaking havoc and all that fun stuff, because he was a good student. When I came into the house and I said, we all need to contribute and hang out together as a family and get to know each other. And my husband, that was not on his plate at that time. So it's it was one of those things we had to work through. When you and your spouse join forces and become the you reside in the same household, you're bringing together different parenting styles. He might discipline, you might not. He might have rules, you might not. He might have thoughts about chores, you might not. And so what do you do when you get together? I think prior to doing that, you need to make sure you and your spouse are on the same page, that each one of you is going to take care of business. So, and also you have to be open to your spouse coming to you saying, your daughter, and I'm not saying this happened in my house, but what if his daughter dresses a little risque for your taste and wears short shorts and tank tops that kind of show a little bit of the upper body off, and that's not your thing, because that's not what your daughter does. Your daughter dresses a little bit more, she covers up. So how do you handle it? And I'll tell you, that's a bone of contention in most families. That's why a lot of second and third marriages don't work out. Because if you can't go to your spouse and say, hey, I'm not okay with this, how are you going to handle it? And he says, whoa, wait a minute, this is my house. I'm going to raise my daughter the way they want. Her mom doesn't have a problem with it, so why should you? So just remember, you got to marry someone who's going to take care of business or be on the same page with you. It's very important. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say. My husband and I are on the same page with everything. My stepson and I get along, and he's getting married, and it was a bumpy road for a little while, but it's okay now. But just telling you, lesson learned. So, anyways, I hope this helps, and I will be back.